work with. There's only one player left for the side of TOP.
I mean, he did what he could. He downed one member. There was 2 more coming through, and the grenade was the one that actually finished him off. But this is
it right there. It was just free kills for them because there's just no escape. You can't run backwards. You must run towards the side of EVOS, and they read the map movements really well. Because of that reason, I would say that EVOS possibly could do a little bit better next round.
Definitely.
But we cannot really predict what's the results going to be like.
But
we're going to take a little bit of a guessing game.
Yeah, but you cannot deny that WAG surprised everyone. You know, you had a good shout. You said, yep, they're looking good. They are indeed strong.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, I want to follow them closely next round to see what kind of steps they take.
Yeah, and I feel like Vietnam as a region is a very mature esports region where we see them playing all across different genres of games. And when it comes to shooters, I feel like Vietnam, they have a lot of strong teams. And WAG definitely here for the very, very good reason.
Yep.
And I got to say, other than that, I feel like teams such as Tarum, they were the earliest to fall.
Yep.
They definitely have to think about a different way to approach things because when they dropped into some of these areas here, I felt like they could have do a little bit of a more
conservative
rotation where you don't spread yourself way too much because they were inside of Mill. And eventually, they lost the fight towards the side of SFI, if I'm not mistaken. And SFI, of course, they were lucky enough to pick up all the early SMGs.
Yep.
And eventually get all those kills, which resulted in only one member left alive. And Tarum still managed to squeeze their way into the top 10 at least.
Yeah, that's the important thing, right? Racking out those points, grinding out those placement points. If you want a shout in this tournament, you need to make sure that you play consistently well. Like I said, WHG, good start, but they need to continue it. A lot of teams are just right on their heels as well. TOP finished second, got I think 8 kills, and because everyone got 2 kills. So they're still there. They need to keep on the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like Team Tekka, Team Anoa, of course, they have a lot of hype behind them. There's a lot of home ground support back in Brazil, back in Colombia, and the rest of Latin America. I feel like that wasn't really their full potential.
I think, like
this
you
was
said,
just the warm-up round come in.
Oh, we said no excuses for warm-up, though. Just grinding those gears a little bit.
It's early in the morning still.
You know, like a trade, you gotta hopefully they keep it running. But one thing I liked so far is that we have action all across the game, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just, the end was just epic, but early game we had some good fights. Mid-game, that EVO's outplay was a thing of beauty. Want to see more games, man. And the next map is still going to be Bermuda before we move over to Purgatory.
Yeah, and of course, having it being in Bermuda once again gives them that sort of momentum instead of a format where you keep changing
that's true.
rotations of map in between. But looking into how they played Bermuda in the first phase, of course, we see a couple of teams towards the side of Peak. And over on the top side of Observatory, there was initially 3 to 4 squads.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting that, a lot of teams in the early game, when they drop, they obviously want to separate as much as possible. But we see a lot of encounters in the early game. Like, you can see these teams, they have some favorite spots that they want to land, and they don't mind contesting for those spots.
Exactly, and looking into that, I was really surprised when I don't really see some teams actually headed towards the side of Katalistiwa.
Yeah.
Because those are really prime areas that people usually drop, and they try to actually go in for the corners. Most of them actually drop towards the northwest section as well as north. But towards the southern side, we see near towards Renam Village, that's where Pink Lady as well as one of these other teams, they were just having a little bit of their sweet time to actually get themselves into position.
Yep, exactly. And into this, the thing about it is another challenge that we didn't really highlight is that these games, they're happening so fast in between, right? They don't have any time. The reason why we're not going to break because these games are coming thick and fast. We're about to learn into game 2 relatively shortly, so hang in there with us, guys. So this is a huge mental and physical stamina as well. You need to sit in that booth for a really long time and keep on playing a lot of Free Fire.
And of course, speaking of a lot of Free Fire, I believe that game 2 should be starting real soon. So make sure you guys sit back, don't go anywhere, as we will bring you the second round of Bermuda.
Yeah, the second round of Bermuda will be starting in a short while. The teams are going to load into it, and we are ready. This is it. They need to get things running. A good start for WHG, but can they continue the momentum, or will we see another team to pop it up? Round 2 of the Free Fire Grand Finals for the World Cup. Let's go.
And of course, this was the champions, the ones with the booyah here. WHG and PC, the main man, is dropping into Mill and will fight Tarum once more.
Oh, this is going to be a quick start, and I am happy for this loot. Immediately, they do take out the shotgun and the MP5, so they are at least looted up. But do they want to take this fight here? Contra immediately.
Oh, SFI joins the party as well. Seems like Tarum winning the war right now.
No,
and Goten takes down Sneeja. This is going to look bad. And now they're breaking in kills on kills.
Yamil.
Oh my goodness. He managed to hop away. Yamil will get taken down. SFI is out of the game.
And all 4 members of Tarum managed to stay alive. Once again, another early skirmish, and they are the ones that come through. Tarum on the board this time around.
Sweet
4 kills as well for the team.
That is just sweet revenge towards the side of SFI, and now we're going back into the champions here. WAG still going to actually get into Riverside. They know that the battle is over, and that they want to make sure that they get themselves looted out, because all these guns are just short range.
Yeah, make sure you go out, get some loot. You don't need to force yourself into any early skirmish, right? Like I said, doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things if you manage to, get a couple of kills if you die.
Yeah.
You want those placement points. It's much more important.
Yeah, and looking at that situation, this is what I talked about in round 1, because Tarum, when they fell into Mill, they were all scattered out.
Yep.
This time, every one of them are inside the same warehouse. They picked up a couple of guns, and lucky enough, when they went into battle, all of them were well enough to be equipped with a gun, and they actually won that war in a really short span of time. Now, back into Red Cannon, a really strong esports team here. And they may just find themselves into a really great position.
Ooh, I think he was kind of stuck there a little bit, so he had to use the glue wall to push his team out. But you know what, good play. And these are the small little tips that
technical
little things that you don't know.
Yeah,
that's quite smart. But one team that I want to highlight in this finals is Team Shutdown. They really surprised me yesterday. They came in first place in Thai Championship, and they played pretty well that last game. They were unfortunate with the zone. They were kind of forced out. I want to see whether they can redeem themselves.
Yeah, I believe that there's a lot of potential with this team. And, oh, man, it seems like Alamau actually
They like to fight, man. The Muay Thai. Something we don't really see a lot.
He wants to go in punching some enemies when they get knocked down, maybe.
Oh, that's true as well.
Yeah, that's going to help him out a little bit if they actually go into close quarter combat. But still, bringing a fist into a gunfight, not really what we expect here.
It's fair if he downs the enemy. Then it's like, hey, you're down, you can't do anything, I'm going to punch you to death. But one of the most passionate teams here.
Yeah, and they found themselves at M79 already, and they're going to go against Pink Lady here, strategizing. And it seems like over on the side of Pink Lady, Pablo's over on the other corner, and they're looking for Manda. Beautiful stuff.
One more hit.
One more help, and that will be Manda on the ground.
And he should be going down here. The grenade launcher's not really landing, but at least managed to flush him out. And starting with really good play there. At least a kill. And this is the problem, right? Pink Lady, they're so scattered around.
Yeah, look at Pablo. He's inside of the big factories. Meanwhile, another member, John Blow and No Mercy, just across the corner here. So the Malaysian squad really have to buck up and perhaps run out of Mars Electric here, because
they want to fight.
The rest of them,
they are going into it. They want to fight here, Contra.
I'm looking at this and judging onto how they could possibly make a good rotation. They could pick off Daniel or John in a sense.
Look at No Mercy.
Oh, yeah?
He sees everything. So he's feeding information to John Blow and Pablo, but what can they do with it? Looks like the call is to back off here.
Yeah, I feel like they are right now inside of the safe zone, so they have all day to play, but here comes a little bit of a rotation coming from Anoa. They will go in for a couple of taps here.
No Mercy, one more hit, he's down. I don't think he's going to get away from this firing squad, and another kill goes over to the Colombian squad. They need these points because the last game didn't really turn out that well for them.
And Nico, my man here, he does have a beautiful spray, early on when we saw a couple of guys from the side of Anoa just pulling out that crazy P90 shots, and here comes John Blow being forced to actually hug the ocean.
They're going to go chase. Anoa, look at that. Anoa is right on their tail, and Pablo and John Blow run, Forrest, run. They need to get the hell out of there, but Pablo might fancy a gunfight here. And there goes the XMA. Oh, wow, good shot coming in from Pablo. He downs one member.
Oh, man, that's a good bait coming in from Pink Lady.
They're going straight for it. Good reactions from Anoa. You can see Pablo knows that there's no point running. Why not take the fight to them?
And now he's going to bring out the XMA, going to shred down the glue wall. And it seems like he clips over on the side of Daniel. But now, seems like Pablo is just hiding by this edge.
Yep.
Hopefully enough, they could actually get the right angles here. Romero getting stuck into some awkward position, but John Blow looking to flank them off from the back.
So this might be outnumbered by Pink Lady, but at least they have good positions. But Pablo might be getting covered over. John Blow coming for it, and they don't know. The glue comes in, a grenade launcher to the face. He's going to bring it up, but John Blow does come in for the tag team for the trade. And they go for the kill. Yes, he does. So it is at least a trade. John Blow managing to salvage something from the situation.
And you can see John Blow being the only one left alive. He needs to bail away from this. And Anoa, out of that sort of trade, they go for a 1-for-1. Now, I feel like they should be happy enough, but in this situation, they still pretty much want to finish off one full squad, because if you get 3 kills, that's 60 points right off the bat. But they saw what sort of potential that Pink Lady put out, and it's going to be really, really risky if they still go in for that sort of challenge. Meanwhile, over on side of Rinnam, we have SPS versus Shutdown.
Safe zone as well. Look at that coming in, so they are forcing him into the zone. This is Ty versus Ty. The compatriots coming in for a fight.
See a whole war between both of them, and of course, you can see that Legends and the rest of this team possibly knew all these positions, and oh my, seems like we see a knockdown. Oh,
immediately, but at least the teammates are there. Kai will pick up Scott here. He's going to back off for now. No one can see Team Shutdown. They are just circling them like predators stalking their prey. SPS, they need to get the hell out of there.
Oh my goodness me. Glue wall being brought out from the side of Kai. Beautiful protection for himself, but away. May just get flanked here. There is 2 members here. SPS Scott getting a couple of clips over on his shoulder. Meanwhile, Bill coming in for the support.
That's
my.
Good fire coming in.
He's going to be brought down really low, and he almost gets knocked down there. He will get knocked down. Okay, ain't okay after all.
Wow, this is actually really good firing from SPS. They were the ones that get trapped in, but they are the ones that are winning the fight. Oh, Kai, super low. Looks like he will manage to stay alive behind this flute wall. And guess what? Another member of Shutdown is knocked down.
Right now, Shutdown is in this dire position where they cannot save away because they are outside of the zone, and there is just no possibility for him to actually get anything out of that. Of course, grenade as well as the M1014 to finishing off that kill.
Now 2 more members left of Shutdown. Push trying to tank it out, but it's not going to work out. The long range draw from Scott. He is going to take him down. One.
In this fight, but looking into the next circle, wow, it's inside of Mars Electric, and Evos gets a couple of clips.
Whoever wins this fight has so much advantage, right? Because they are in the safe zone already, and they get what a shot from Daniel from downtown across the street. Now that might mark them, that might signal them to go for the fight here.
Oh yeah, that was a great peek, and immediately Daniel going in for the headshot, and more firepower coming in from the XMA.
I think there was a couple of headshots. Look, you can hear Evos with the treatment gun healing up. Meanwhile, SPS, John Blow, he needs to hold his breath here.
Oh man, can he actually survive out of this situation? Because SPS members, they might have a clue that someone's around, and now they're just rotating across, hoping to find the last member from the side of Pink Lady.
You can see John Blow, he's just not moving. He doesn't want anything to do with it, and he manages to walk away.
He squeezed over onto the top side of the roof.
Sneaky beaky, like.
Yeah. And, like, there's just no way that he can get any kills at all. He's got that P90, and as much as he holds out a lot of clips of bullets, you can't spread through all these guys.
One more thing before we move on. Now, one thing good about that for John Blow is that the safe zone is not that far away, so he can kind of walk in. But meanwhile, there comes the gunfight. Rikan is going for a lot of kills, managing to win it out. They have really good position. They do knock down one member here.
Yeah, one more team coming down on the ground, and that's going to be Red Cannons here, spraying out some of these Argentinians, and will finish them off. M4A1 on the taps, and now
Good
kill
shots.
secured for Filiker finally.
Good shots coming in, but what is going to happen? There's still 11 teams left alive, so a lot of single deaths, but not a lot of team deaths.
Yeah. And I feel like Red Cannon still has a bigger fish to fry. Evos around the corner. Seems like they spot out the rest of Team Tekka there. The Argentinians there don't really have that much room for coverage. Of course, they can go for peaks, but speaking of peak, Evos still has that sort of upper hand. Now, Red Cannons, with the couple of kills there, will secure themselves into some of the top three. And inside of the corner zone, oh my goodness me, Tekka getting pushed out. And with that flush, I don't know, like, Anahuac could still camp it out.
Look at this. One line. 3 teams hovering over. Meanwhile, Team Shutdown from Thailand will be eliminated here.
Yeah, of course, being the second one to bow out.
Oh my god. Imagine if the UAV just hovers this area.
Yeah, imagine if it just flushes them off and say, hi, hey, everyone's inside of the houses, and all of them will just try to peek out the windows for a little bit of sniping here. I do love the M16. Oh man, that was so close. He just ducked in time.
At the best possible time, the timing.
That was just
Mendenza, that's
unreal.
A little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes unlucky.
Yeah, I would say so. And oh man, seems like off image managed to find some of these guys from GPS, but the Brazilians will go for the cleanup. Meanwhile, Monster Electric has the UAZ zone as Coupe tries to run off. Going in for a little bit of mess. Does have a little bit of shots towards his side.
That was uncharacteristic from EVOS there. I'm not sure why he went to the open field, tried to use the med kit, and that was just...
It should be inside of the...
Happy shooting there. Oh, you can see that on the minimap. John Blow getting a lot of fire there. You can see WAG just shooting onto the side, but Tarim and EVOS.
Oh, the Russians are coming in, and now they want to find the Indonesians. Magzak going in for a couple of shots, and now they're trying to get a little bit of it's out of one. Glitz getting clipped down by Mr. Row 5. Meanwhile, Mane takes down Stasia. That will be one man down from the side of Russia.
Yep.
And we're going to see whether or not Team EVOS Capital will be able to wipe them out. Magzak executes the revenge as Mane gets taken down.
Oh no!
He went as well. That is only a couple more members as Anahuac joins in the party.
That's actually 3 teams in that vicinity. You can see EVOS. He wanted to go across the street, but Anahuac was just playing bodyguard, saying, "No, thou shalt not pass."
Look at the UAZ zone. It's inside of the only circle.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have all the information we need.
Might as well just send a package.
Yeah.
Dying to still deliver it. I know you're here. Tarim trying to make their way into the stage. You can see it's really close. Grenades coming through. They want to flush out EVOS, but Anahuac getting a lot of kills here. Daniel getting a kill on Snaja there.
It's going to be a 3v2 situation right now as Ninja's down. Meanwhile, from the side of Coupe, they are looking to actually guard some of these entry points. And Karao just trying to actually do something here. Daniel, though.
On fire, man.
Man, Daniel seems like Kara will be knocked down there as the Red Cannons comes in to join the fray.
I can feel it. 9 teams left alive. 27 players still left alive. You can see Tarim playing... Trying to just play the slow game, healing with the med kit into it. He's trying to catch on the John. Dancing with death. Dancing with death.
But of course, Tarim now over onto the top 9 position. That's going to be pink lady over onto 9th. Of course, EVOS trying to deal with WAG, the champions of the last round. He does still have the glue wall, but looking at it,
grenades.
It's just grenades flying over in his direction, and this will be a kill.
He just... That's a good...
okay.
That's another one there. Glitch trying to just run away from this zone. He does actually walk out and gives a free kill over to WAG.
He shouldn't have hopped out. I mean, he only spots one member out, and of course they're dealing with the defending champions. as Rick Cannons getting themselves over on the top side of the hill. Meanwhile, NPC trying to shred them all of the armors down.
WHG looking really good as well. 7 kills, and they're still in the top 6.
Man,
remember,
NPC,
they got the booyah last time.
And NPC got 5 kills throughout the first round.
Yep.
And now he's just keeping up with consistency as looking into the circle. Rick Cannons is in prime position.
This is going to be one strong and epic finale. Rick Cannons trying to go into it. At least they're in the safe zone here. They want to play bodyguard. Whoever enters, they're going to get shot 100%. And Anahua is the first casualty here. Slowly making their way. Grenades going through.
Oh my goodness me!
A buy one, free one scenario from downtown. Anahua just got the beautiful kills. And now they are making their way. Suddenly, Anahua prime position to take the booyah.
Right now, Rick Cannons still trying to struggle to survive as Romero runs through and finds Medenta.
Rick Cannons eliminated as well. Anahua is on fire here, Contra.
Man, that was such a sick play coming in from Anahua there. The M72 flushed them through with that double knockdown. And now here comes John, trying to shred down some of these glue walls here as FPS will come in at 4th place.
3 teams left alive. 11 players, you can see. WAG, Anahua, as well as GPS. But here comes the gunner. Anahua is in the thick of things. They're getting fired by every single angle. But the stage zone is coming in.
They spot out Dark as well, so GPS has all the information that they need, but the circle is on their backs. They need to run out, and Dark just waiting for them.
It's WAG zone as well.
Oh man, what a coincidence. Meanwhile, from side of Kronos, they managed to take down Shi as NPC shuts down Daniel as well. NPC will go down on the ground. Oh, Anahua now going in ham.
See, there goes Grenade now. 9 players left alive. This is going to be one epic ending. John will get killed off, and GPS, they are looking good. It's going to be 1 against 3, and that is going to be very, very close. Who's going to bring it home? WAG or GPS? Is it going to be a back-to-back booyah here, Contra? It's a 1v3 situation. Things are not looking pretty. The grenade launcher! It's a grenade!
Oh,
and it's he's trying to hit for it. No more glue wall, no more protection, means no more chance. And WAG not gonna be that lucky, but what a win for GPS Veteranos. They are gonna get a booyah and put them in a pretty position.
That was just a perfect game coming in from the Brazilians there.
Happy faces.
Yeah, like, of course they should be happy because they got 6 kills in the hands of Kronos.
8 kills in total.
Formless ad of knockback as well.
7 kills for WAG though.
And not only that, look at Anahua. On the 3rd position, they have 5 kills on Daniel. Romero with 3. And of course, 1 more on his side. Now let's have a look into the quick replays here in this early game combat between Tarim and SFI.
I mean, Tarim, they were the first team to get eliminated last time around, but this was a thing of beauty here. Good play from those grenade launch shots. They do manage to flush it out, but I want to see that replay of that double grenade kill.
Yeah, that was just so sick. I feel like SPS here definitely played so well against Zone's shutdown. And of course, away, wanting to get the kills, but all these blue walls are blocking him from getting above. And of course, that means that he has to actually hide downstairs, but there's nowhere for him to run. Of course, Rick Cannons as well, definitely stepping up their A game and putting on a great show as Anahua just catching up Team Tarim while they're inside of Pacino.
Yep, and now this was it, right? EVOS, once again, this time not really performing that well. The glue wall was there, but just not enough. When you get flushed out by 4 members, that's the best you can do. He even went for the pickup try, and this was the freebie here, but just bam, 1 shot gets 2 from Daniel, and why not get another to just finish them off? And this time really showing up, the individual skill shining this time around.
Yeah, and of course, all eyes were on them on how they play, and Latin America has a lot to be happy about because they are in the top 3 position, and it was them trying to deal with the WAG squad. Look at all these launchers just right in front of their face.
I mean,
knock them out.
The trophy is in the golden M79, so it sort of makes sense that these M79s are getting so many kills.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
It was great. It was just fire in a hole times 4 and like booyah.
No,
there you go.
The booyah is onto it. You can see how happy they are into it. They're hyped. They understand into it. They are in this to win it.
Yeah, and of course, We can see that all the Brazilian fans back at home.
Yeah, I mean they have. I'm
Actually
pretty sure
cheering
everyone's like
really loud right now, and I really am impressed on how they just played in such a great way that, man, a lot of these teams, they were securing the circle. It doesn't mean that they are safe.
Yeah,
Like,
you thought it was good. It looked good for WAG.
yeah, it looked perfect for them, and of course, like some of the squads, they felt like, hey, Red Canids was like, hey, I'm behind this rock. There's no way you can catch me. And that lob of the M79,
Beautiful.
it was just in that sort of angle where they've already understood the mechanics of the game on how this will float.
Yep.
And that double knockdown was the most beautiful thing I've seen in a very long time.
Yep. And I'm thinking that we are going to get a update of the scores in a relatively short while. But now we are going back to this topic of resilience, stamina. Just to give you guys an idea, right? These players, in between games, they have no chance to break.
Yeah.
They are still in their seats. They are
So
just
are we.
immediately into the next game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? How do you, debrief yourself from games like this so quickly? Say, all right, we're done. We won. Let's recalm ourselves, recollect ourselves.
Yeah.
That takes skill as well.
Yeah, it takes a lot of mental fortitude because even when you win, you cannot feel way too confident because everyone is a champion of their respective region, and you can see the sort of firepower that they bring onto the table, the way that they actually play tactically. It was a little bit different for each of the squads. Like, you can see Evos understands how to actually play across the map, but when it comes to execution sometimes, it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. Of course, the Indonesians, SFI, having a really good start, but they haven't really found that sort of a great finish as of yet. I want to see them into the top 5 at least.
You can feel that every single team has a chance to bring it home.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, some teams, they're feeling it more than others, right? WAG, straight away off the bat, feeling hot.
Yeah.
But Anahua showing up that game as well. We saw brilliances from EVOS too. We saw great plays from Team Shutdown. Even at the time where SPS, you thought they were down and out. No, they came out clutch, a 2v4 situation, and they managed to win that out. And you can see every team, they have quality, right? But now it's up to them to go for that extra step, the extra mile to win it all.
They definitely have to think out of the box, just like how EVOS did to actually trap Animal in round 1. But looking into how Tarum actually played the early bouts, like finally they get a little bit of revenge towards SFI. So I'm thinking that some of these teams will eventually evade the middle section.
I don't know. I mean,
depending on the flight, but of course,
you need kills as well, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you sort of maybe into the middle stages of our tournament, teams will be like, okay, we need kills. Let's just go all out and just try for it.
Yeah, I guess like you can do it, but now 2 rounds in a row, it's kind of like a big risk that you're taking. Maybe you want to re-strategize. Speaking of re-strategizing,
new map?
we're going into Purgatory this time around. So a lot of shift of a different format of playing because this is huge. You can actually fly towards the top side boat house. You can go towards the southern section of the map or play towards the ski lodges.
I personally like the ski lodge. Nothing related to the game. I just like skiing.
Oh,
I like the idea of skiing. I never skied in my life, but I liked it. Like just going across the snow.
You might just trip, I mean, you've never skied before, but of course,
true.
All these players here are not going to let all these golden opportunities slip. The moment they manage to peek on for a kill, they will just go for it. So this is the sort of professionalism that we see from players. Like usually we see in normal games is like, hey, we're just going to play it passively. We're going to let the team pass, let that team pass. Even when you have a 4-man, that's not really the way that they want to go. Because now that we are here with a competitive format, every kill point matters. And who knows, like that 1 point of kill, 20 points of kill, could actually be the main sort of difference in terms of power rankings.
Yep, indeed it might be, but this means that every single time they need to be on point, and you can see every single one of these players, right? They are super good. I mean, just making into the Free Fire World Cup, it's already an achievement in itself. Yeah, but it's how far you can go.
That's true. Of course, it's about the hurdle. It's not only about the finish line. It's
about a journey.
Yeah, the journey that you take. Of course, there's a little bit of bittersweet moments for some of these players here. But I hope that the teams who are not really having a great time for round 1 and round 2, they need to go in for a reset. And of course, understand why things weren't really working out in that first few rounds. And of course, now that we're moving into this huge map of Purgatory, now I feel like this could be the favorite match of certain few teams. And we saw how Thailand played it out yesterday. I'd say they understand Purgatory well enough, and a lot of them will actually head into Brasilia. You know what's funny? We have a Brazilian team. I want to see them in there as well.
We'll have to see. You know, like I said, going into this new map, bigger map, more space, slower zone times as well, because it takes a longer time for the zone to come in. How are they going to adapt to the game pace? Is it going to be different? Is it going to be the same where everyone just wants to get kills? It's going to be interesting. And, we're here at Bangkok, Thailand. You can feel one extra layer of stress is the crowd. One thing we didn't really highlight yet. Fortunately, we don't get a lot of shots of the crowd here. But there's so many people watching you.
Yeah, there's so many kids, families, and a lot of avid fans for Free Fire coming into the Garena Wall. Of course, this is Bitech Exhibition Center. If you guys are in Thailand, make sure you come on down. But of course, if you guys are from across the world, do stay within the stream. We'll bring you all the games, 7 rounds in total, and we're just done with 2.
Yeah, we still have a lot more, 5 more games to be exact. Now, hopefully we do get the updated standings in a relatively short time. I think the players there, once again, they're in their seats. They're just wrapping up. I can see everyone. They're already in the lobby. So I think we're going to start Game 3 relatively shortly.
Yeah, of course. Thinking about how some of these teams played it out in game number 2, I feel like WAG, if they keep another 2 consistent rounds, they are definitely in the top 3 or top 4, at least, if that actually happens. But now, different map may just shake their momentum off for a little bit. So maybe some of these other teams can take advantage of that.
Yeah, you always want to have momentum in these kind of big tournaments, right? You might not be the best teams, but once you are feeling it, you just don't stop. I think WAG, they're on the verge of feeling it already. They're just like, all right, took the booyah. We got 2nd place. We got a lot of kills as well. Not too bad. Let's just bring it home.
Yeah, I think it's a high time that some of these other teams actually try to go in for some crazy sort of flanks, because like we saw so many of those teams that were near the side of peak, as well as some of the areas such as Pachinok as well. That's where most of the fights were happening in the previous round, and they were a little bit hesitant. I do wish that they have something clear cut. Like sometimes when it comes to such a loud environment like this, communication is key, because you have 4 members there. Like you have to work as one unit. That's the most important thing. Like you gotta make sure that you plan players in the right place, move at the same time, and of course give enough support to each other. And this is how teamwork makes the dream work.
Basically just focus, right? You need the focus into it. Go in wholeheartedly. Don't be 50% on anything. And that's what the teams need to be for all 7 games. Now 2 games has been eclipsed. 5 more games to go. It's still available, as I think we are going to load into the standings in a relatively short time to just spot out what other teams, their current state are, and see how they kind of rack up against one another.
Yeah, and of course, I do believe this team standings are ready. And right now, WAG looking handsome with 860 points. Meanwhile, GPS with that Booyah will send them with a clean 500 points.
Yeah, not too bad, but WAG far and above. TOP in 3rd place, 465. SPS, 420 in 4th place. Anahua, they had a really good run. Still 5th place. It's not too far. One good game, that's going to just propel them up. But you can see the rest of the teams still kind of lacking behind. Shutdown 300. Tarim only 190. Red Candace, a lot of people thought they were going to be the favorites coming in. Only 180. Taker 175. Pink Lady, the Malaysian team 170. EVOS, Capital, as well as SFIZ Hades 11 12. Both the Indonesian teams not really showing up.
Yeah, I feel like we saw amazing plays coming from EVOS, but in terms of kills, they're not really picking it off much. I would say, like, round 1 they looked really good, but round 2 was quite a disastrous round if you ask me, because they were all playing separately. Of course, they take all this crazy attempts. Like you can do so, but like now that you're playing against champions of across the world, you cannot like just underestimate and say, hey, this is gonna be fine, and like just try to bait them out every single game. Like we saw a little bit of a deja vu situation where they were rotating around Anawa for the second time. And it is like, okay, guys, we're not going to fall for that. And now the circle is not too far away. Like, we got options. And, of course, well, there won't be enough place for them to even attempt a lot of drifts across them. So it was just still interesting plays. But I do hope that they could step up out of that. And hopefully enough, some of these guys from Indonesia, Malaysia could actually improve. Rick Cannons as well. I do believe that Rick Cannons, a really strong organization, a really strong squad. They just haven't really found their footing yet.
They haven't gotten their gears rolling. I think that's the saying that people kind of go into it. 2 games gone. But like I said, right, couple of strings of good games, that's about it. Now, we got received word that the game will start in 3 minutes or so. So teams, I think they're already into it. They're just going to load, make sure that everything is on track. You know, Free Fire World Cup. This is the stage that you want to be on, so make sure that you have no issues whatsoever. Now, you talked about the bottom side of things. Let's talk about the top side of things, right? WAG, top spot, sitting pretty, I think at least 200 points across the second spot, right? If they just continue this momentum, they'll definitely go through and put on a good shout to bring it home. But you cannot deny Anahua, really strong showing, coming in 3rd place that game. And as well, the team that got the booyah in that second round, you know, GPS Veteranos, repping the Brazilian team.
Yeah, I feel like, of course, the Chinese Taipei squad top, they are still in the running. So they dropped towards the top 6, if I'm not mistaken. We saw them having really, really strong rotations. But Game 1, really solid stuff. Game 2, getting a little bit shaky. So you can see a little bit of a downwards trend for them. So maybe Purgatory might be better. We haven't seen any of them play in Purgatory yet, except for the Thai Championship yesterday, where the Thai squads look really good, but now facing the best of the world may not be the same sort of situation once again.
You know, on the flip side, if they show up in this 3, because we have 3 Purgatory games, right? If they show up really strong, get a lot of kills, plays 1st and 2nd, they will be back into the mix.
Yeah. I gotta say so. Like, it's not impossible for all these teams over on the lower side of the brackets to chase up, because we have 5 more games to go.
Still early days.
Yeah, it's still very, very early to tell who's going to actually lift the trophy. Remember, guys, $100,000 on the line, but they cannot just focus on the money. Like,
I mean, in this point, in this stage, you don't think about the money at all, right?
That's not
you are just thinking that you want to perform the best that you can. But I think with that being said, we are ready to load into the 3rd game of the Free Fire World Cup. The teams, they are loading in. They are onto it. They want to get into it. A different map. Will it be a different outcome? We are going into Purgatory. And could it be something different?
Definitely will be a great showing here as we'll go into the 3rd round of the Free Fire World Cup.
See all the teams, they're so focused. You can feel the intensity in the stadium. There might be thousands of people watching it, but the only focus is their phones and obviously that throne. They just want to lift that throne.
Yeah, of course. I wish I could just take the throne home as well, you know, if I'm one of the champions there. But, of course, we are going into the fight already. The champions, WAG, still leading, of course, on the top of the board. But WAG still has a lot of work to do here. They were top 2 last round.
They cannot slip up. They cannot slip up.
GPS took the game away from them. And, of course, GPS had all the grenade launches that they needed here. And speaking of GPS, they are headed towards the quarry section.
They actually go to the same sort of direction, but they finally split up. You can see WAG going to Mount Villa as you are going to quarry instead. Do we see any early fights? Yes, we do.
All the fights are inside of the ski launch, ladies and gentlemen. And top will fight off against Team Tekka.
So far, they're just going to bow out. You can see Team Tekka, they're a little bit more, they're a bit more scattered. So they have a little bit more equipment with them because there's more houses to loot. Meanwhile, top, they're so scattered. You can see all of them are still holding their fist.
Yeah, they're really severely underlooted there. Meanwhile, Fluffy does have a couple of equipments. Huanpa holding on to that power and running off to get a little bit of a extra loot over onto the corners as well. I think that they are playing it really safely because Tekka hasn't really got themselves into a really great position.
So one member of top actually went down already. Wolf is the one that got killed off.
Oh man, like I guess it was him running into all the other Tekka members, and of course with Tekka just having all these members into the rest of them, they are sort of zoned out, but the rest of Tekka instead wants to opt out in this sort of a team fight that we see, and Taram's just sharing the compound here with the rest of Red Canids.
Taram has one pattern in this World Cup. They have every single game. They go for this early engages. Is it going to be good for them? They are walking into the power of Red Canids. They need to be careful here.
Well, of course, Red Canids haven't really had that sort of hot run. Maybe Taram can actually take advantage
They're backing out.
Oh, yeah.
no
they're
early
running
fights.
into another team there, team number 8. And, of course, that's Anawat there, just keeping them accompanied by the corners of the town. And, of course, Purgatory, you have so many angles to work with here. And I think that snipers are pretty beneficial here as they find a Firefox top. Kazan spots out some movements here.
This compound, look at that. Anawat, Taram as well as SFI. 3 teams in this small little vicinity. Who is going to come true? Except for now, no teams are going to open fire just yet.
From the side of Taram, of course, they had 4 kills in the last game. Still not enough. There was only Clinch left alive, and of course, he got gunned down by the side of WAG. Now, Sneeja is being one of the supportive roles for a team. You can see that it has spells from Oliva as well as Moko. Oh my! Seems like they're getting clipped already as Lord takes a couple of bullets as Mazek needs a little bit more support coming from the team as Taram tries to get all the angles right to face off against the Indonesian side.
All right, now for now they're just gonna walk out. You can see now the gunfire. Lord, he is behind this rock. A lot of shots actually connects. Does have the scar with him, so that's a pretty decent mid-range gun. Will be pretty effective in this sort of range, but his teammates are all scattered around. Remember, Anawat is pretty close as well.
They're driving by, and it seems like they want to bait out some shots. Getting a little bit more information here as SFI just cut across. So they've seen a couple of these guys, and they're all hiding by defenses. So it should be all right for him to actually
Coming
make
back
a road around. Kara just trying to get a couple of clips over with that Famas, but he's got a really swanky ride with him.
Yeah, the sports car, the fastest vehicle in this game, so it's pretty hard to catch him up. But you can see SFI, they're going straight into this compound.
Is he going to crash in though?
He is. He
Oh,
wants to just park outside, immediately stops the car. Now, he does have his P90 out and about. He immediately goes back into the car though, but the car is actually pretty badly damaged. He needs to be careful. He will be able to walk away just in time, but this bought so much time for SFI to walk into the zone. It's so much closer, and this could be really bad for Team Taram.
Taram getting forward right
Zote
now. Zote's coming in for a flank. This might just be the good fight that they needed here. As you can see, so many warriors happening all across the map. But Sneeja managed to clip one member down. Zote goes down on the ground. And it's going to be Sneeja taking it off the P90. And now they're going in back into the corners, and they will try to finish off Lord right there.
Yeah, but they're not done yet. Only one member's a beat down. Yamil from the flank side. What can Sneeja do? He gets a headshot down. No chance. And Yamil, he wants to finish this off. He's going to come in, heal up his teammate, but all Clinch coming in for it. And now they do get it. He redoubts it, but he will go down. SFI say it is no chance. That was close, but once again, Taran coming out clutch in the early engagers.
Oh my goodness me. Seems like we did miss a couple of kills across the map as Evos gets one for themselves, take a 1 kill, and Don't gets 2. And I look into that situation, and I'm thinking about this. Taram versus SFI. Episode 3.
Oh, God.
Man, this is heavy rivalry stuff coming in from the Russians and the Indonesians.
Indirect rivalry, something that they didn't kind of expect. But at least they're getting a lot of good kills here. Might help them in the long run. Remember, points are really important.
Yeah, and speaking of that top, coming in from the Chinese Taipei team, seems like they've always received a lot of great information, but they've been playing a little bit passively in the early stages. They go there. One of the main guys coming in from Anawat has definitely showed us true skills, especially when you give him the long-range ARs like M60, really reliable firing rate as well as good range. It won't really have too much of a bullet drop fall damage, of course. Now Anawat has that katana and will get a little bit of a rotation as they try to flank against the Russians there. Taram putting up that glue wall and will be safe for now. for the side of Sneeja. Sneeja's gonna make sure that they go in to secure a couple of loots there. I think that they still need a couple of mats in their hands. Now, you can see Sneeja is being the main support of the team with this whole setup that you have dash.
Healing touch as well.
Hacker's Eye. This is what we need. Like, everyone should actually get all these sort of different sort of loadout so that you can benefit for your team.
Okay, so far, it looks like things have slowed down a little bit. They died down. Not so much fights anymore. They're playing it a little bit slower. You can see GPS Veteranos. They're back here. What are they going to do? Third map, Purgatory. We asked, we questioned, will things change? Things have definitely changed. The game is much slower paced now.
Of course, SBS. They had really high momentum yesterday, but today a little bit of a different story. Coming in from GPS Veteranos, they have a really good advantage here, but Kronos is kind of far off. You got to catch up with the team if they really want to pick up this fight. Meanwhile, from the side of SBS, pretty well balanced in terms of how they want to execute this, as SBS have the whole vicinity to themselves at the Marble Works for the time being.
You can see the save zone is starting to shrink. This is only the first save zone, so it's going to be a little bit slow before they go for it. Just remind everybody, this is Purgatory, the third map. We have 7 games in total, so long day ahead.
Yeah, totally a long day ahead. And of course, now a lot of things have quieted down for a little bit after the early scuffle, and now EPOS Capital may just find themselves into another tricky situation because there's so many houses all across, and they are driving by. May just end up towards the side of Priscilla much later on.
The thing is that they have 2 vehicles, so they just want to kind of bait out. You can see they're kind of having a convoy running, just running, drifting around.
Now, he receives all this information, and he knows that he should not take the bait.
Oh, Eva, they're going now. They're going to the compound. Tarum, this could be a big opportunity to rack out some good points. Oh, but they just ran out straight away.
Oh, it's just another bait. Like, they know that somebody's inside of some of these areas there, but of course, Tarum didn't really want to point a gun at them as of yet. Now
they're both racing each other right now.
Yeah, like you can see they have 2 of these vehicles. They're just gonna go. A little bit of an accident, but they're still fine.
There goes the Yep, they know. Anahua took the bait. But
it's always about Anahua versus EVOS for some reason.
Yeah. But looks like Anahua did take the bait. EVOS. Are they gonna come back? Nope, they're gonna stop by Rick Candace's compound, and they're just basically rounding the map right now.
Yeah, and looking into the map, of course, this circle is hidden. Meanwhile, Manny get a clip up off the bat as this scar spray coming from Kadu was just beautiful. And looking into this, man, Coupe wants to give a little bit more support coming from the side, as they know that the Red Cannons will go on a little bit of a chase. And now, Cannons desperate for the kill. They haven't gotten anything at all.
Looks like the EVOS convoy has been stopped by the Red Candace police. No more spinning around. Now Top's the one that's going away.
Oh, they're actually going in for a bridge cam here, coming from the side of Anahua.
But this is a monster truck. They need to be careful. They see Daniel. But do they want to open fire? No, they're just going to go through it. Anahua trying to just dodge this out. They want to go kill on the top member. They do actually down on right. That's really good play coming in. They at least get 1. Do they get any more? The monster truck will get burned down. They do have blue walls. But here comes John with the M4A1. They take 1. Now Cross on needs to get out of there. He doesn't get through. And Top will be eliminated.
And the guys from Taiwan, they have been taken out just like that. And man, even if you have a monster truck, you cannot survive.
I mean, when you have the whole map
from Anahua,
the whole map shooting at you, it's pretty hard to survive.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Like, it's just jumping out in front of your eyes. Meanwhile, Ray Cannons wants to cut across.
Oh, WAG, this is gonna be an intense few minutes, man.
Yeah, and I like what I'm seeing so far. Meanwhile, all these Latin American teams are making a huge comeback in this round, and I'm just liking what I see so far. Meanwhile, Anahua just wants to get themselves into a deeper location, as WAG is around the corner as well. Nico
does get behind a tree, but he doesn't see where he's getting shot from. It's from the bridge. It's Rick Candace, and they do down 1. Do they get another Nico? Dangerously low. But WAG with the high ground advantage Manananda will finish off Nico. That's a sneaky backstab. WAG, they're not happy of them picking up the kills. Enoa gets annihilated, but the gunfight's not over. WAG.
Oh, man.
They do need to fight Red Candice. Red Candice looks like they're getting the better of WAG because they have a wider spectrum to fight from different angles.
As much as they are in different angles, they are well spread out. Looking into this WAG, still one blood. They managed to clip down some of these guys from the side of Red Candice. And now finds Vinegar. May just take him down. Beautiful wall coming in. And now Vinegar getting a little bit of a rundown.
Oh, the glue!
That knockout coming from NPC was just so beautiful.
The glue wall was not in the right angle. He closed off the wrong side, but at least he managed to get behind it right now. He won't stay alive for a little bit. Maybe his teammates will be able to get to him. He's running, he's running.
Danza finally came in to rescue. Meanwhile, Kadu holding on.
Good play.
The
Good play.
Hitware is getting shut off there.
Yep.
But of course, NPC still has his HP up.
Oh.
Now, without the helmet, it's going to be a little bit difficult for side of NPC.
Look at that. GPS with Ranos and SPS already in the zone, and they need to get into it right now.
Look at Evos just by the river right there. As the rest of Red Cannon slowly marching in, they may be able to pick up a couple of kills towards the side of the Indonesians if they are not careful enough. There's packages inside of the river, and they will go in for a couple of loot before going in for the team fight.
Do you think they're going to go for a swim here? Get a swim? I don't think it's a good idea anymore.
Yeah, not really. And they don't really have that much of time. Only 43 seconds before the next zone closes in. So all these other teams, such as Shutdown, they have to cut across. And Kupai is already being the cross Coast Guard right now as Few tries to heal himself up.
Yeah, Shutdown is really far apart. Meanwhile, you can see a member of Team Tekka does get knocked down there. SPS starting to open fire onto Team Tekka, but let's follow this fight. SPS, they do actually take down Put from Shutdown. Oh, Coupe
gets knocked out right there as Away shuts him off, and now Mr. 13 will be able to lend a hand. Of course, extra code for some of you viewers out there.
11,000.
Take this one down.
1-1-1-1-1. A lot of ones.
That's some good stuff coming in, but of course, speaking of good stuff, we see team fights after team fights as P-Mark coming from the side of SPS.
They might be. They're getting ever under heavy siege, but what a return rate coming out from the rest of the team. They're getting flanked from the roadside. EVOS has entered the building and they want to fight. Red Candice, though, they do down one member of WAG. However, you can see everyone is just taking up their teammates. They do down people, but they don't kill them off.
Over side of WAG, they are calling in for the supplies as Alamau keeping up with the pressure and will try to flank them up with the M79, misses the shot, and now Dark tries to pressure him off as well.
Dark.
Another grenade launcher coming in on the side, and Alamau, the last member of Red Cannon, gets taken down there, and WAG still on blood, and Manny gets shot off there. Beautiful work coming in from Shadow.
Oh, this is a really crazy ending. We still have 22 players left alive and 7 teams. We don't know who is going to come through here. WAG, they only have 3 members. And Mr. 05 getting a lot of damage. Double glue wall for double protection. Extra durability.
Yeah, of course. That definitely was much needed coming from them. And WAG now on the corner. I feel like it's going to be really hard for the Vietnamese to actually cut across because
they're not in the zone.
They have to run out and they can actually get a lava view over the side of Evos as well as WAG. Now, over on that side, we have Anoa as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Mr. 05, he was just counting his blessings, hoping and praying he could stay alive, but not going to happen there. Easy pickings. The last surviving member for Evos will be Mr. 13. Now, SPS, though, really good spot. Same goes to Team Tekka, actually.
Oh, man, this scenario here is going to be quite a tricky one because it's by the corner of the river once again. Meanwhile, one member from the side of Team Don't will have to face off against Team Tekka, and Tekka getting a little pressure coming in from Taram as well.
I can see the shots coming through everyone. He's into the 50. You can see Don't away. He's just under this bridge. He wants to stay alive because he's all on his lonesome. He's hoping he can just get a good score from the placement points. Meanwhile, everyone's still shooting away. Oh my god, this is a bridge
like
from
Tekka. Taram, what happened?
Wow, they just got annihilated by the M79 from Scott.
That was just some crazy stuff for Scott. Once again, takes out Dark coming in from WAG and NPC as well.
The the M79 coming clutch from EVOS. Mr. 13 does kill off one member of SPS. The zone is really, really close. Away from Team Shutdown, playing very
Got
sneaky
all the
here.
info, but can he actually get at least a kill in this situation?
He needs to wait. He needs to wait.
They heard the movement. Oh my
I
god.
don't think so.
I mean, they're too occupied though. Mr. 13 still just hugging by the corners there. And can he actually not take damage from the safe zone there? Peakai going in for some stress as they catch over on the La Furia. Oh my, Mr. 13 do it. Oh, that's a hit. And that's going to be some shots to shred out the helmet.
On the other side, there's actually a lot of players coming in here. Team Takeout not as safe as they think here. Gonna go down proning and come for it. And now Shutdown away. He needs to get in there. He's hoping and praying that he gets a very sneaky run. However, he doesn't have the force will trade. But Mr. 13 is right in front of him. He's gonna go for it. He's waiting. He's gonna be close. And WAG is on it. Now, a lot of key teams are down. GPS Veteranos, they're out as well. Only 3 teams that's alive. EVOS has 1 member. And guess what? Team Takeout has 4. SPS has 3. Who's gonna come in clutch? They're going into it. The safe zone is in the open field. They want to go for it. They're on the outside of the safe zone. EVOS, he's going for it. Now, he is in a 1v3 situation. Can he do it? This has to be big from Mr. 13. He has a lot of numbers in his name, but can he have a lot of number of kills?
Is this gonna be a Kobe?
Oh, no.
Taking his health real low, and they are getting forced out already. Kai's just gonna go in.
He's going to stay zone. It's gonna hurt. He's trying to play it. I don't think it's possible. Mr. 13, he will go down, and EVOS gets eliminated. That means SBS representing the ties. Going to bring it home, and that adds a lot of points.
And Supawasi.
Are you sure you're pronouncing that right?
Supawasi. Yeah.
Supawasi. Let's call it SBS to make sure.
Yeah, we're going to call him SBS as they secure that beautiful booyah there. 3 kills on Legends and Scott, 2 kills on Peakai, and 1 on P-Mark. So that is going to give them so much to shoot them up into position. WAG though on 6th place is going to hurt them a little bit more. Aram doing a little bit better after that bout. Now we see CRM on 3rd place with 5 kills as well. So and Team upping the game, and I really feel proud for these guys as well.
Let's look at the highlights here and the monster truck. Hey, you thought it was safe and sound. You're in your high horse. You're riding through. Why not just run through the Colombian?
Yeah, of course, Colombians making magic happen, but eventually you see Anoa instead getting clipped outside of the open grounds, and of course WAG managed to pick off a lot of kills. But EVOS though, they were playing by the trees all along. They managed to flush people out, but Rick Cannon here taking a lot of aggressive fights towards the side of WAG, and that grenade was just beautiful.
That was really unfortunate for WAG because they were stuck in this crossfire of EVOS, of Tank Lady as well. And of course, you have Rick Cannon, and now here, Mr. 13. He was actually getting heavy under siege, but he managed to stick it out to get a 2nd place.
Yeah, like it was such a big surprise that he managed to spot out Don't under the bridge, and Away had no choice but to take all the bullet shots because he's already been damaged by the zone. And Tekka here, of course, having the time of their lives, but eventually SPS was the one with the most members, so they managed to take that game in their hands with the numbers advantage. But of course, yes, I could just hear the crowd roaring, although I have all these earphones.
These earphones are pretty good because we can't hear anything at all. But whenever you open it, we just hear like roar. The roar is insane. But these are the teams showing up. Like we mentioned, 3 different games, 3 different teams that took home the booyah. And I tell you, this is still an open field.
Yeah, it's definitely
literally an open field.
Wide because we thought that WAG could sort of keep up with that sort of momentum, but pressure after pressure, every teams were on their backs, and they just want to make sure that they take down all these big guys. And of course, Purgatory being a different map, it has definitely shown that, hey, some certain other teams definitely mastered this way better than they do as compared to Macbuda.
And the thing is that the next map is still going to be Purgatory, so still the same kind of strategy will be applied in that next map. Will it be another Thai team? We highlighted this before the game started. We said, yo, yesterday we were watching some of the games, and wait a second, the Thai team, they're pretty good at Purgatory. They coming, guns blazing.
Yeah.
That's the proof here. SPS taking up the booyah and 9 kills with it. Really good points. We will bring you the updated score in a relatively short time, but I have a feeling that maybe WAG is not top spot anymore.
Perhaps
They finished 6th and only with 2 kills.
Yeah, their position may just be challenged by
That's true.
some of the teams from Latin America as well, because on the round number 2, we saw some of these other teams like TOP actually falling off from the Chinese Taipei, and of course they were blown down by Anahuac when they were on that monster truck, as we saw coming in from the highlight, and of course way early on. I feel like definitely that momentum has shifted, because it has been towards nearly the first half of the day.
Yep, I think so too. Now is where the players, we give them an excuse. Sometimes players, they wake up a little bit later.
Yeah.
Jet lag. Okay, we'll give it to them. Jet lag, even though they're from Thailand.
Okay.
They're the only team without a jet. But they're starting to get into the rhythm. That's the thing that we're trying to point out. And this is where sometimes teams, they need a couple of games to just kind of warm things up. I think everyone is there now. They are ready and they want to go ham.
Yeah, and looking into some of these teams, I feel like Pink Lady hasn't really gotten into that sort of scenario that was advantageous towards them. And a lot of times we saw them trying to pick off all these fights by themselves. It's not really that efficient as compared to what we saw from other teams. So I feel like Pink Lady needs to really find a way to work it out as a team, as a single unit, although it's always a 4-man in these Free Fire rounds. But
it's the individual skill you're talking about, right? And I do agree with you. Even though these teams, they're the best of the best, sometimes, some days you just show up better than the others. And maybe Pink Lady and to a certain extent SFI, they're not one of those days where they're just getting those shots that they need to hit.
Yeah, and of course Evo is getting second place now. Definitely going to give them like more than 200 points in this situation. So
200 points is really good. You got, I think,
from the bottom they'll go towards the middle.
Yeah, they got 10 kills. So that's another 200 points. So you get 400 points just that game there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so really good shout. They are updating the standings, guys. Don't worry, I'll bring it. We want to know.
Yeah.
We are just viewers as well. We're just viewers with a mic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but of course, we try to analyze things as we go through some of these teams. Now, I feel like one of the greatest players that I've seen in terms of aim would be Nico from Anahuac. I feel like a lot of times when he's given that opportunity, he would seize it. And other than that, all the guys coming in from the side of Vietnam, I would say NPC has been doing a solid work for his team.
I think they showed up the top killers of the server so far, and I think WAG, they were the ones that were topping the charts because obviously they were finishing top 2 in both games. I want to see after this third game who is the one that is still on top. They're still upping the scores, don't worry. However, this still means so much, right? Those are just individual awards. You want the big one, the whole bootleg of it, right? $50,000 for the team to bring it home. First place, that's a huge paycheck.
Yeah, that's a huge paycheck. And of course, they just want to etch their name into the trophy and
it's
make
history as well.
Be the first one to win the Free Fire World Cup. And of course, this is the team standing right now as WAG is still on top with the most kills right now, as SPS coming in with 18, not too bad. As the Thai team, they just go out guns blazing. Meanwhile, GPS and Evo's title tie in with 13 kills each. So they're chasing up the points. And of course, from the side of TOP, that will make up the top 5.
Yep, and you can see the rest, even though Anahuac, a lot of kills, even more than TOP, but the placement points not enough to actually only on 6. Shut down the team from Thailand, started off well, a little bit like last couple back games. Now only in 7, you have 8 from Teka. They finished top 3, not enough now. That's just the full scores, just to give you a good head start and to understand in detail. WAG still first place, but not that lead that they wanted anymore. Only around 100 points, and that can just slip by right before your eyes. SPS second, GPS Restauranos from Brazil in third place. EVOS Capital, good play. Coming in fourth place now.
Top 2, and now
straight away.
Top 4.
And then TOP
and
Anahuac, same points.
Of course, TOP, with them actually dominating game number 1, they still have a little bit of a kill advantage as compared to Anahuac. That will place them towards the 5th place. Now, meanwhile, over on the 7 to 12, we have Shutdown, Take Up, Tarum, Red Cannons. Pink Lady slipping to 11, and SFI, of course. 2 rounds in a row, being the first one to be eliminated.
Yeah, not gonna help your cause, man.
Yeah, it's not helping at all. But of course, still a lot to be chased. As Pink Lady, imagine if they actually take the Booyah.
Wow.
It will still send them towards the top 5.
Yeah, but it's a long shot. It's a long call. And the thing is that you see the consistency of WAG. And that is the kill leader. And like I said, WAG, it's dark. 10 kills.
10 kills and 2.7k damage. This guy is just insane. Like, look at it. So, 10 kills. And out of it, it's not really headshots. It means this guy has been doing dirty work. Like, he's been the top fragger so far for very good reasons for WAG.
And, you know, this is one of the reasons why WAG is just in that top spot. Their players are very consistent. They get a lot of shots on. They get a lot of kills as well. And that's what you need in order to win the Free Fire World Cup.
And, of course, other than that, those are the tie casters that you just saw with a glimpse of an eye. Of course, you see a little bit of a bird's eye view of the whole scenery. And imagine, this is just one small part of the Big Tech exhibition. We have so much going on here at the Garena wall. And, man, I gotta say this. Like, other than that, we talked about NPC. And NPC we saw consistently get at least 3 to 5 kills. Imagine, he is part of the top 5.
Yeah, I think so too.
If we want to count in terms of kill. And this is just the kill leader. 2 of them in the same squad. They are definitely lethal coming in from Vietnam.
Yeah, and you just want to see that continue. They cannot drop behind in form. They cannot dip in form. That's the word I'm looking for. Because once they do, that's going to hurt their chances. You can see their lead, it was 300 points. Now it's only down to 100 points.
Yeah.
It's going to slip up. And we still have a lot more games. More than half to go. We just finished 3 maps. We have 4 more to go.
Yeah, and looking to how GPS Veteranos played as well, I feel like, man, Latin America definitely have that sort of flair. Not only them, I'm looking at other teams as well, such as Tekka, Anoa, still bringing in a lot of flavor into the gameplay. Especially, we saw some of those guys were up on the bridge. That was Team Tekka, if I'm not mistaken. So they were in this pretty awkward situation after the final circle comes in. So Evo just gets rushed out. And looking into the following round, that it's still going to be Purgatory. And Purgatory, so far, a lot of them actually focus towards the central zone instead of the sides. But of course, other than that, the early drops were actually very, very focused towards the eastern section.
Yeah, I think it's mainly what they got to do here is because these teams, right, the Purgatory is a much bigger map. I mean, we sort of saw the response of this big map sort of pressure, right? Games a little bit slower. They don't want to fight anymore. And obviously, going to the later stages of the day, they want to make sure to get more points. We just received a word that the game will start in a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. Still a lot of Free Fire to go. But I want to see whether teams will change it up. Maybe some team will come, all right, you know what? Let's go all out. Let's go to the place where everyone is there. We need a lot of kills. A team maybe like SFI, maybe like Pink Lady, where they're so lacking behind. They just need the points, man.
I feel like SFI, at least like inside of Purgatory, they're faring a little bit better as compared to Bermuda, because Bermuda 2 drops in a row, immediately facing Tarum. Of course, on the first game itself, they won, but round 2 and 3, oh man, it's just really painful to see them just getting wiped out by Tarum. But of course, Tarum is such a crazy strong team. I talked about the Europe-Russia teams. Like, they usually play a very passive start. But when they get challenged, that's where Tarum, time after time, like even a 1v4 situation, they managed to clutch a couple of rounds before. So don't look down on these guys. Russia has a lot to offer. And you can see, now their position slowly having an upwards sort of graph chart. And who knows, may squeeze into the top 3 eventually.
We'll have to see whether they can squeeze in the top 3, because if I'm not mistaken, the teams and players are ready. And with that being said, we are going to slowly wipe it up into the map. We've seen a lot of Free Fire action, and we have a lot more to continue. Who is going to topple spot? Will WAG find their form, or will somebody else try and challenge their throne? This is Game 4 of the Free Fire World Cup, and it brings us to Purgatory.
Of course, you can see all these beautiful faces here. And of course, we still have the golden M39 on board.
Do you want that?
I will love that, man. Like, even if they make the skin for it, man, I'll buy it. I totally will buy it. Of course, the winners of the first round, SPS from Thailand, having the whole crowd cheering for them right now. And now we see them floating once again towards the west side of the bridge. Hopefully enough they could secure themselves into either quarry or even golf course in that sense. Meanwhile, from the side of Indonesia, we see Evo's capital just floating towards the southern central area as we see red candidates will duel from the side of SFI as well as Anawa.
It's going to be a bloodbath in the middle of the map. You can see everyone's already dead. There's actually 3 teams in this vicinity. You have Shutdown, you have red candidates, SFI, but everyone is going to run away. You can see Kadu trying to, no, let me in. It's like a horror film, right? No!
Oh, yeah.
Get me in the house. Lock the door.
It's like, you gotta run back to your family members. It's like, oh, okay, we got your back. And now you see Vinegar has the AK. Meanwhile, OK is saying, no, it's not really okay because the rest of SFI is all under the same roof. Now found himself a Scar and will possibly go in for a challenge here. Oh my, Few has a few words to say as Lord takes him down with the M60.
But Jamil does get traded off there. Good kills coming out from Petch as well. So both teams, they do kill off a couple of members here and there. But Petch as well, he went to the open field. What?
That's questionable play coming in. I mean,
but it's Rick Candace that actually got killed.
I feel like it's not necessary for him to actually run out in that sort of situation. There's no reason for you to do so. But from this situation, it seems like John is actually playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game coming in as both don't away takes him down as John still has 2 HP left, but he will get sniped down from downtown. Legolas with the really amazing play.
But Daniel, he's there just in the time. He almost went down. Meanwhile, away, does get killed off at the end there. They do manage to walk away here. Now only 1 member left for Shutdown though.
Yeah, and it seems like from the side of Shutdown, it's a little bit unfortunate as we can see that Team Shutdown now has to play it out by themselves inside of the facility. It's going to be a little bit challenging as you can see that Anawak is just having a little bit of rotation here, hoping to actually catch out a little bit more of action coming in. They can't secure
they see
man.
Someone there. There goes it. And now, okay, I don't think you're going to be okay anymore. They want to go for the grenade. They launch from above, and they do flush out. Okay, he actually manages to walk out into the compound.
But he goes back up again.
He goes back upstairs. He's playing the ring around the Rosie, but Daniel says, stop that. No running in the house.
Of course, we now have voices coming in from the vehicles as SFI secures 1, and that's the sign coming from Red Cannons. It's going to be massacred there by the Indonesians as they try to look for a flag, and all of them gets wiped out by Zote.
That is the boost that they exactly needed. Didn't start off well, but guess what? Contra,
5 kills.
Exactly, but they do lose 1 member, so that's still that's sort of a trade-off there. But at least they're on the board, and they wiped out Red Candace.
Finally, a good news for the side of the Indonesian team. SFIZ Hades has 3 kills on Zote, and he went in on the right time. You can see that all of them rushed out the, I don't know, like they just rush upwards and immediately get caught into the crosshairs of Zote. And you can see all of these guys just fall down one by one, just like dominoes. Now, looking into the safe zone here, all of them are trying to find a way in towards the the western island once again. And of course, with that being said, Quarry as well as Marbleworks is a perfect place to be.
Let's talk a little bit more about the traits they're looking for. And we see as the day goes by, the players decided to change up their strategies, right? You're seeing more Hacker's Eye getting picked up instead of the Gluttony because they want to play more aggressive. They don't want to be passive anymore.
Yeah, you can see Tarim.
Another one.
Oh, man. Yeah, like I definitely would say that it's definitely beneficial when you can actually get the Hacker's Eye in where you can attack at least 5 seconds.
Yep.
where you just give off so much information towards the team. And I gotta say that Tarum, I talked about them a lot on how they usually play. If you want to play a passive round with them, they will still have a lot of advantages, even if you go on a deficit round. But EVOS is nearby.
Yep, but the thing is that at least, Tarum, they don't have that early fight anymore. But WAG, if they get knocked out, that would be really, really bad for them. Remember, we talked about this momentum-based game. They started off well, but they need to keep at it. Looks like WAG, they're just going to walk away. But EVOS, they have the sports car, they see dark. They know that someone's across the hill, and they're going straight at it.
When you hear the sports car, you know that it's EVOS Capital on the down, but they are getting clipped off already. I have to hop off.
Grenades coming through. Cupid, that's put a glow off. But here comes the rush from FPC. Can he get the kill? No, he gets knocked out himself. And now they need to back out. But WAG, they're coming thick and fast. Cupid, 1v3. What can he do? Can he do it all? No, he can't. He will get taken out. But Mr. 05,
he's still alone up there, and the rest of the members are fleeing out. Couple of guys over on his feet, and now another blue wall comes out. As Hasty going in for the rush, and WAG wants that final blow and sends them off in another rotation there. Oh man!
The last member is Mr. 13. Can he do it? It is a 2v1 situation, but this has hampered WAG so much. They have lost 2 members. This is going to be hard for them to win it. Mr. 13 puts down the glue wall. What's going? Oh, the headshot! And Shadow HP says, Mr. 13, sit down! And EVOS out and about.
Look at the damage scores coming in from WAG. 3.6k and GPS not too far behind, but WAG with that beautiful head start. I told you about EVOS, right? Like, they always want to get this rotation. They disrespected on how much firepower the enemies had, and now they pay the price time and time again. They cannot afford to make this sort of same mistakes anymore.
The thing is that they're in this position where they need points as well, right? So
yeah, but
they need to go all out. They need to make sure they do get this extra points. It's sort of like a lottery where, hey, if it works out really well. If it doesn't work out well, basically we just saw it, right?
Literally crash and burn. And speaking of that, Kai has his on-camera members over on the bridge, and they are looking to actually rotate out of that situation. Tarum, so actually taking a little bit of a turn. Meanwhile, they are trying to deal with Croissant, which is on that tower right now. Oh,
Snija, he knows. She definitely knows. He tries to go for a shoot. He gets the shot as well. Croissant, he wants some retribution for her team. Can he go for it? Immediately, Snija goes for the mech hit, and he goes for the rush. Can he get Croissant? No, he's the one that gets gunned down from far range, and immediately the glue wall came out. That means no trade kills. Great play coming out from TOP, but Snija, she basically just suicided herself.
Oh man, I say that it was just a little bit of a flick coming in. And of course,
good
Top
shots.
definitely got it right on the hand. And to be fair, Snija didn't really have enough health. She was already damaged at the get-go. So with that being said, Snija being left out alone had to fall. It was not a really good push. She should have went in for a little bit more meds before they commit into the second flank coming.
Okay, now things had slowed down again, Contra. Yeah. Now no more gunfights. We're used to this pace a little bit more. Let's look at the map, the grand scheme of things.
Look at Northern section. You can see that SPS, of course,